Hello everybody. So today we are going to discuss about what countries make the best car in the world. So which country does the best cars? You know which country does the best car? None of them. No, seriously, none of them. I mean, you see, there's no such thing as the best car as I stated last time. Okay, but if you really want my thoughts on this, I feel like the country that does the best cars is actually a tie between Japan, South Korea, and Germany at the moment, because Japan has the reliability, but South Korea has the value for money aspect to it, and they really did skyrocket recently for some reason, and that's because of their marketing tactics, and yeah, they really have climbed up on this. And Germany, they tend to have the best quality in them. They really have the reputation. They have the sturdiness in them. They do the best luxury cars, and they know how to keep everything tightened. You know, they know how to They really know what they're doing. All three of them. So if I had to pick between the three, oh boy, I would have to say. But the French, they do the best small cars, but that's it. I mean, that's all about them. I would pick something from Germany, but that's because this is Europe, you know. Here in Europe, you have to pick something from Germany if you really want to have the best car to drive. Whereas if you're elsewhere, like in the USA or in other continents and stuff, your best bet is to pick something Japanese, because reliability, why not? I don't know. But you see, I can't make generalizations because I could also be wrong. You know, people could also have other opinions. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Anyways, hope you liked my video, and stay tuned for more videos to come along. And don't forget to leave a comment, like, and subscribe if you like. And yeah, more car discussions. And I apologize again if my videos are too long, or if I stutter too much or hesitate too much. See you next time. Now, I'm going to be doing this based on 7 countries. Well, we're going to go by American cars, French cars, British cars, Italian cars, German cars, Japanese cars, and South Korean cars. These 7. We're going to see which of the 7 are qualified as the best in the world. Stay tuned. We're gonna find out very soon. Wait. Before we get down to the talks about it, first I'm gonna let you all know that whatever I'm about to say is based on my opinion, but at the same time there will be, facts. We will look at opinions, and we will look at facts, and we will, I don't know. Now we get down to the review. We're gonna talk about American cars. So here's the thing. American cars are good at doing 2 things. Well, car brands, basically. They're good at doing huge engines and big cars based on dimension, okay? So they're always long, they're always tall. But then also another thing I've noticed is that they used to do great cars back in the 50s. You know, we're talking about the time of post-World War II and everything. They used to do great cars, like the Buick, I think that's what it's called, Buick? Yeah, Buick Roadmaster. The Buick Roadmaster was actually quite a nice car. I actually like it personally. I mean, just too bad classic cars are pretty expensive. I don't know, like collections especially. Yeah, it was like, they used to build land yachts. They were like luxury cars, wonderful, wonderful machines, I tell you. But now they've fallen down in recent years. What? Like it's since the 80s they've gone down. They used to be global, and now they've stopped that. Now American brands. I'm not talking about cars anymore. I'm talking about brands at this point. Brands, they seem to be doing good in North America and in the Middle East, But it seems like for the rest of the world, they don't really give their best models to us in Europe. And I don't know about the rest of the world, but I know here in Europe, they don't give us great cars. Like, the only great thing they've given us so far is the Ford Mustang, for example. It used to sell like hotcakes a bit, but now it's not really a big deal as it used to be. Like, now everybody's hooked to BMW, Audi, Mercedes. So, in that sense, Ford is a bit behind there. General Motors completely vanished from Europe after they sold Opel. So, I mean, at this point, General Motors lost the war, battle. I always called it battle, but I'd say they lost the competition here in Europe. I don't know what their plan is, but they better come back to Europe because, come on, we need some General Motors cars. And if they don't come back to Europe, well, tough. Fiat, Chrysler, now Chrysler has basically partnered up with Fiat, and they both are doing quite a lot of things at the moment here in Europe. I don't know what to say of Chryslers, but they just have, for some reason, American brands have never had the best reliability. They were always beautiful cars. They always made the best of looking cars, but they just never had the best reliability. And for some reason, for the European market, they never gave us fancy things. Like, the only brand that gave us nice things were Chrysler. They used to give us the Grand Voyager, also known as the Chrysler Town and Country in the USA. They also had given us the Jeep Grand Cherokee, which is nice, but it didn't sell very well. Like, it was just too expensive, and the European climate, they have different tastes, you see, and they just find the Jeep a bit underdressed. We also have Tesla now. So I must say Tesla. Okay, here's how I see Tesla. Okay, my personal opinion first, then I'll come to the facts. I personally am not a fan of Tesla cars because I just find them a bit overrated. The facts about Tesla is they did a brilliant job with electric cars, and they gave us all a kickstart into the world of electric cars. How cool is that? We needed this. Yes. Because you see, our dear environment is in danger. We need to protect the environment. We need to find solutions. And so what Tesla did was, okay, you know what? You all can buy diesel cars, petrol cars, combustion engine cars. We're just going to start with electric cars. Back in the late 2000s, everyone laughed at Tesla. Everyone was like, yeah, right. You're going to make success, okay? But now today, everyone is like, jealous. Well, okay, not jealous, but everyone is being tempted by Tesla to do something about this. So, way to go, Tesla. You gave the kickstart in this industry, but you're not the best. You are not the best, but you deserve credit for giving the kickstarter in this industry. Shout out for that. Okay, so, without further ado, now we are going to move to Japanese cars. Japanese cars are, we can say, very reliable, and their customer service tends to be the best of the best. They always honor their commitments, and they are always correct. You know, they have reliable cars, and they have reliable customer service. That's the best thing you need, you know. Now, when it comes to value for money and everything, you see, there was a time they used to be great value for money, but I'm under this impression they've become a bit expensive over the years. They are reliable, but they have severe identity issues. They have niches, okay? Let's say this is their 4x4s, the Nissan, and then also you have certain niches like the Nissan GTR, the Mazda MX-5. But when we talk about their common cars, like the Toyota Yaris and their Honda Civic and everything, majority of their cars have severe identity issues in the sense when you sit in their car, you can't really tell who did the car, who built it. The only thing that will tell you who built the car is the badge. The badge will immediately wake you up and say, look, I'm a Toyota, look, I'm a Honda, look, I'm a Nissan. But the car doesn't really say anything. It's like you don't have any identity with it. And this is something they've been suffering since the beginning of time. Now, a science teacher in my old school once told me that Japanese brands are reliable, but they copy others. I don't call it copying. They don't really copy necessarily. They don't copy and paste. But what I believe they do is they tend to take something, they gain inspiration, and they make it better, bigger, better, and stronger. I'm not sure what else to add. Just the advantages, they are strong, well built, but the bad thing is that they have identity issues. That's all I can say. Now we're gonna move on to South Korean cars. South Korean cars and Japanese cars are not the same. Yes, South Korea and Japan are neighbors technically, but their cars have big contrasts. You see, South Korean cars used to be very terrible in reliability and very ugly in design. They had many flaws. Then since the late 2000s, they really stepped up their game and they've done an amazing job. They've done amazing. You should have seen what they did recently. It's actually pretty cool what they did. Like they've evolved in their design. They've employed designers from Europe. And you know, they've done a really great job, and I think the thing to remark about Hyundai and Kia cars is that they are perfect value for money. Now, I don't usually use the word perfect, but in the context of Hyundai and Kia, I'm so sorry, people, but I have to use that word, perfect, because there are many other brands that offer the exact same technology as Hyundai and Kia, but they offer it at a higher expense. Hyundai and Kia made it cheaper and affordable for us all. How cool is that? I mean, seriously, it's so amazing. And reliability, oh boy, reliability is amazing these days. They've gone up, I tell you, they have really gone up. And also, they really have gone up in design as well, but again, there's still a bit of identity issue. Oh, but before I come to the identity issue, I just want to quickly touch one point, and that is they offer the longest warranty, like of 7 years, but I'm not sure. Maybe you have to read the term and conditions thoroughly in order to understand how the 7-year warranty functions. Because there's certain criteria. You have battery, you have the body works, you have the paint, and you have the rust corrosion warranty and everything. You have to read in detail, but in general, it's been publicly renowned. It's a 7-year warranty they offer. So I don't know the veracity, but I have to check for myself. It sounds cool. It sounds very nice. But yeah, coming to the point. Identity. They still have a bit of identity issue, and I don't know. I really don't know. But I think one day, slowly but surely, they'll find it. They're actually slowly getting there. Yeah, that's all I can think of when it comes to the cons. Their cons. Don't know. Anyways, moving on. We're gonna talk about German cars. German cars, oh my god, they are beautiful. They are beautiful. They make one of the nicest cars in the world. They are so nice, really. Like, they really have perfect identity. They have amazing identity, honestly. But, you know, they just have one problem. They are expensive. I'm sorry. They're expensive. Strange, like, you know, I'm not really a fan of small German cars because this is just not their jam. This is just not something they're used to doing. I think the best German cars are those that have... You see, unlike Americans are great at doing big engines, but Germans are great at doing big status. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. They have some status in them. They have this bold look, you know, this hard shoulder about them. They're really like when you see a German car, you can tell there's something really serious about it. You can tell it's well built, solid. There's no nonsense in the interior and exterior. Everything nothing will break off easily. Although, speaking of break off easily, they do date very badly. Like on day one, when they're brand new, they are the most reliable car. They are the most solid car on the road. But after 5 years, I've heard horror stories of how they fall apart. But that depends on how they're being used. Anyway, moving on. We're gonna cover the topic of British cars. British brands. I mean, they're all owned by foreign brands. So, I mean, already there is a bit of... I don't know actually what to say, but... yeah, I don't know. They're all owned by foreign brands, so I feel like in that sense there's a bit of... You cannot, you know, they had a nasty reputation for reliability, but on the other hand, they have like a super sweet taste for luxury, like the Rolls-Royce, Bentley, Range Rover. Oh, Range Rover, I love Range Rovers. They're amazing. Yeah, they're amazing. But then you have one non-luxury brand that's British, and that's called Vauxhall. Vauxhall. It's basically a British version of Opel. So it's... yeah. Serious identity issues with that brand. But otherwise, for all I know, British luxury brands are amazing. And so is Jaguar. I forgot to mention Jaguar. They have this really sweet taste for luxury, but then there's one problem that I'm noticing, and that is they're starting to go into crossovers. They are starting to get pressured by the competition, and that's not really a good sign, in my opinion. Yeah, that's all I can say about British cars. We're going to move on to French cars now. French cars, French cars, French cars. You see, you have French food, you have French wine, then you have French cars. How cool is that? You see, French cars are actually not as unreliable as people put them out to be. I'm thinking that they are actually one of the most reliable cars in the world, depending on what you do with it, like how you treat it and what you put on it, what options you equip them with. The best French cars were those that were very manual, you know, like you had manual gear transmission, not automatic, very little electronics and everything. Those were the good days, you know, those were the good times. But now the future is electric cars, so I just wonder how they're going to handle this. Let's start with the positive aspects. The positive aspects about French cars is that they are very fun and comfortable to drive, but they have terrible reliability. Very terrible reliability for some reason, and it's become worse ever since high demand for electric technology on board being on high demand and everything. You know, it's yeah, terrible. Like, and they also do the best small cars in the world. I've noticed. Like, they really have grown from it, I guess. They do the best small cars for cities, and it's very like they're very fun to drive as well. And for some reason they're underrated. I don't know why. It's always German and British cars and American cars that get all the shout outs, and French cars are just like isolated away. Why? Come on. It's you know, they do great cars too, in my opinion. I mean, you should see Citroens in particular. I'm a fan of Citroens, actually. Peugeots are okay, but it's just they've developed an obsession for tiny steering wheels, and I have absolutely no idea why. Why would you put tiny steering wheels on every car? Come on, that's ugly. Come on, Peugeot, you're better than that. Okay? We know you like small cars and everything, but you know, whatever. But here's the thing. I'm under this impression that French cars are the complete opposite of American cars. American cars are perfect for the highway and for the countryside and everything. French cars are perfect for the city. They really do a great job for the city and everything. Yeah, they're really fun to drive in the city, and yeah, they're maneuverable as well. Soft steering wheel and everything. Let's move on to Italian cars. Italian cars, oh boy. This is going to be very interesting. Um, okay, so it's a bit like British brands, let's say, except they are not owned by foreign brands. The only brand that's owned by foreign brands is Lamborghini. It's owned by Audi. What I know is that Fiat has been having a long affair with Chrysler. So yeah, it's. I mean, my view of Italian brands is that they're very unreliable, but they are extremely beautiful. They have a perfect taste for styling for some reason. It's just, oh, Italian food, going to Italy, having a holiday in Italy, Italian holiday, let's say, and then you have Italian cars. How wonderful! Oh, mamma mia! Yeah, I like the Alfa Romeo Stelvio. That car looks nice. It's a crossover SUV, but I don't know. I really don't have faith in Italian reliability.